The room went silent in a way that felt heavier than noise. Crystal chandeliers hung above a sea of elegant faces, frozen mid-breath, as if the air itself had decided to stop moving. In that moment, with gold light reflecting off polished marble floors and expensive dresses, a single father stood holding two small hands, unaware that the next few minutes would change all their lives forever. What began as a glamorous celebration was about to turn into a test of dignity, love, and a man's unbreakable promise to his children. Before this story unfolds any further, pause for a moment. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet strength of people who choose love over power, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that remind us what truly matters. Ethan Cole had never imagined he would be standing in a room like this. 5 years earlier, his world had collapsed when his wife passed away unexpectedly, leaving him alone with two daughters who still asked at night why their mother never came back. From that day on, Ethan learned to live on little sleep and a lot of faith. He worked 2 jobs, packed lunches before sunrise, braided hair with clumsy fingers, and learned to smile even when his heart felt permanently bruised. Life had stripped him down to the basics, but it had also carved something solid inside him, a quiet resilience that no one in this glittering ballroom could see at first glance. The invitation to the charity gala had arrived unexpectedly. It was addressed to him as a guest of honor, recognition for a community program he had built from scratch to support widowed parents. Ethan almost didn't go. He didn't own a tuxedo that fit properly, and his daughters had never worn dresses that sparkled. But they insisted, eyes shining with excitement at the idea of chandeliers and music and feeling normal for one night. So he borrowed a suit, held their hands tightly, and stepped into a world that felt like it belonged to someone else. That world belonged, unmistakably, to Victoria Hale. She was the CEO everyone admired and feared, a woman who had turned a small company into an empire. She moved through the room with effortless confidence, her presence commanding attention without effort. When she took the stage to speak about philanthropy and opportunity, people listened as if her words were instructions for life itself. To her, success was measured in growth charts and acquisitions, in bold decisions and visible power. Victoria noticed Ethan because he didn't look impressed. He stood near the back, his focus entirely on his daughters, adjusting a ribbon here, smoothing a curl there, grounding himself in their presence. There was something unfamiliar about a man so unmoved by status, so anchored in responsibility. As the night went on, their paths crossed, and what began as polite curiosity quickly deepened into fascination. She learned his story in fragments, the loss, the struggle, the program he built not for profit but for survival. To Victoria, this man represented something rare and compelling, a challenge she didn't know she wanted until now. When the moment came, it was unexpected and dramatic. With the room already attentive, Victoria spoke again, this time with emotion that surprised even her. She framed her words as generosity, as an offer born from admiration. She presented marriage as a solution, a partnership that would elevate Ethan and secure his daughters' futures. Wealth, stability, elite education, doors opening effortlessly. To her, it was love expressed through opportunity. To the audience, it sounded like a fairy tale. Ethan felt his daughters tense beside him. He could sense their confusion, the fragile hope flickering in their chests. For a split second, he imagined what life would look like without counting pennies, without exhaustion weighing on his bones. But then he felt something stronger rise up, something forged in long nights and tear-soaked pillows. He understood that love offered as leverage is never free, and that dignity, once traded, is rarely returned. His answer came not from pride, but from principle. He spoke of how his daughters were not burdens to be raised by convenience, but souls entrusted to him. He spoke of how they had already lost one parent and would never be taught that security comes from surrendering their worth. He explained that a family is not built on contracts or rescue, but on choice, patience, and mutual respect. He thanked her for the offer, sincerely, but refused it with a calm certainty that echoed through the room. Victoria stood frozen, not from rejection alone, but from realization. No one had ever turned her down when she presented the world on a silver tray. No one had ever shown her that love could exist outside power, that strength could live quietly in a man holding his children's hands. The room, once buzzing with whispers, fell into reflective silence. For the first time in years, Victoria questioned whether success had taught her everything she needed to know about life. In the days that followed, the moment spread beyond that ballroom. People talked not about the offer, but about the refusal. Donations poured into Ethan's program from people inspired by his integrity. Parents reached out, saying they felt seen for the first time. Ethan returned to his routine, still tired, still struggling, but now with a renewed sense that his choices mattered beyond his own home. Victoria, too, changed. She didn't disappear, nor did she retreat into pride. Instead, she began listening. She funded programs without attaching her name. She learned to ask instead of assume. And though her path and Ethan's did not merge as she once envisioned, they crossed again in quieter, more honest ways, grounded in respect rather than control. Ethan's daughters grew up watching their father choose them every single day. They learned that love is not measured by luxury, but by presence. That strength doesn't always shout, sometimes it simply stands firm when the world offers shortcuts. And on nights when Ethan tucked them into bed, the weight on his chest felt lighter, because he knew he had given them something no fortune could buy, a legacy of self-worth. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of someone who chose the harder right over the easier wrong, please like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate quiet courage. And before you go, leave a comment below telling us what dignity means to you, because your words might inspire someone else who is standing at a crossroads, wondering which choice will define their life.